What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We are in the South Shop and I have a CP's Garage and a 2020 F Superduty with my favorite contraption underneath the hood, the 6.7. You guys keep asking, and I'm finally going to show you how to take off the intake manifold if you're going to do the SNS or any other work on top of the engine. 2020 intakes coming off. All right, everybody, thanks so much for coming back and checking us out. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe right here below. Tonight, I'm gonna show you guys how to take the intake manifold off this 2020 Superduty. I've already showed you guys how to take off the 11 through 16s, the 17 through 19s, and now my come-to-be favoriteest intake removals, the 2020. A couple things have changed. We no longer have that plastic box on top. We have a fairly nice looking intake manifold, but it still has this crappy little dip that the air has to go through in order to go into the engine. We talked about that on KYD's video where we put on the pusher intake, totally removing this flow issue and actually moving this small EGR pipe out of the way. It wound up looking really, really nice. It's been a package deal. I don't want to say a package because they're coming from two different places, but when people come in to see us, they're doing the pusher and the DCR. Since we have to have the intake manifold off, why would we put this crappy one back on? If finances allow, get the pusher, get the pusher, get the pusher, get the pusher, and totally take this weak link or potential weak link out of here. A lot of people have had this hose rupture, and we made a video 2 or 3 years ago specifically with that code and having this duct rupture. So many people have come back to that video and said, oh my gosh, I can't believe I found this video. This is the exact same things happened to my truck. It's no BS. You guys need to at least take care of this duct right here if you're not doing the pusher. So one of the things you guys do not have to do, green gloves, green coolant. Not green, it looks green, but it's Ford yellow. You don't have to drain the coolant. This truck did just get off the road, so it is a little hot, a little ripe. Could be worse. It didn't get up to halfway on the coolant gauge, so we're not going to be too hot on the engine. Although we are in Florida and it's 81 degrees with 198% humidity. Don't quote me on that, but I may be correct. We have a burly fan burling some air down on us and evacuating this heat from my midsection region because it is going to be profusely today. So without further ado, let's get some Tulio set up. One of the biggest things I want to tell you guys when getting the intake manifolds off is you guys need, not want, need to get these swivels. We got the deep boys, we got the shorties. Gotta have the universal, and we got a couple of medium deeps, a few medium deeps. We have to turn the crank over. I didn't feel like going on a search and rescue, so I brought my own. We need to use my custom 27 milli. Thanks, JWK. And the Matco flare nut wrench tool to take the fuel lines off of the fuel rail right here when you do the DCR. So not necessarily needing all these, but when you're taking the intake off, you definitely need these. One of the other things I highly recommend is the long neck quarter drive. You can use the regular one, but the long neck one for getting the intakes and everything off, dude, it works phenomenal. So let me find that really quick and then I'll get suited up. Are you ready?
I'm going.
I am ready. Let's rock and roll. All right, long neck, high speed, Definitely the way to go. We're gonna go and take this off because we're gonna need to get some play in all of these lines. These are self-explanatory. I don't need to tell you how to take those off. Push the connection together, push the button, and pull it apart. You got the same thing right down here. Taking it off. Okay, that leaves you with this. We're no longer going to be needing this until installation. Now, speaking of the coolant lines, we're going to take these off like that. Trim tool right there. Another one here. Kind of going like that. Trying to preserve these. You see that? And then we have one more right here. Look at that. Now, that is going to allow us a lot more play when removing a lot of this stuff, because we're not going to be draining the coolant. I'm just going to show you guys how to work around it, because you don't really need to do that step. If you want to, cool. If not,
pile of shit.
All right, I need an 8 millis right here. We're going to go ahead and take the Banks air filter off. If this had a stock box, this would be a 7 mil. But we're going to be taking these 8 mils off. Pop this boot. Take that right off. How about a Phillips screwdriver? All right, we got a MAF connection. Sliding the red tab, and the connector is off. Banks gives you a tether. We're going to untether that from the box. Now we have to take this off, but in order to get this off, we have to take this off. And in order to take this off, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. You guys should know how to remove this. I've showed you guys how to take it on and off, so. Phillips, the one with the star. Trust your car. What did they say in Back to the Future? Trust your car to the company with the star.
Welcome to Texaco. You can trust your car to the system with the star.
Take all these guys out. Take it off, just like that. And then this guy is pretty much going to pop out like this. I'm gonna leave that all one piece. There's the box. Now we have more room. You guys, since you're on this side, if you see, we're gonna pop this electrical connector off right here. Underneath the intake manifold, there is a little tether that allows this wire to tether and sit. Take this pipe off. We have 4 8 millis, and let me remind you, these bolts, for one, are not going to bust if you're afraid you're going to be taking them off. 2, don't drop them because they're not magnetic. Ask me how I know. Get this one right here. And then we have this one. Yes, that's hot. Oh my goodness. Last one. You can reuse these gaskets, but the pipe is pretty much gonna go just like that. Let it pull up and out. Over here to the driver's side, we have the cold charge air cooler duct. You guys see what I just did? Trim tool, connector, pop it off. I'm gonna take that and kind of just tether that right down there around the power steering. Now we have a clip-de-doo-dah find the end if I can. There we go. Kind of work that around like this. We're gonna reuse this clip for 90,000 miles. This inside doesn't look too bad. Look at the throttle body. That's pretty clean. Not too bad. I'm gonna come down here and I'm gonna get this clamp right there. You guys can see on that charge air cooler duct right there, that 7 milli. I'm gonna go all the way for the 7 milli. Hopefully I have enough extension to reach. I'm using the deep well, I think so. There we go, we're going in. I'm going in. That's enough. Don't lose your socket, don't lose the extension. And then you're gonna come back behind the pipe like this, and you can pull it right off the intercooler. Make sure your O-ring is staying. Looks good. If you were using the pusher, all we would be doing is taking that clip that we put back on and the charge air cooler temperature sensor, and then that pipe would be garbage. All right, next step. See this throttle body? You don't have to take it off, but I take it off because taking the intake off is so much easier without the throttle body. You guys see what I did? I'm just yapping and not telling you. You slide that red connector, and I'm taking my thumb like this and my pointer finger, and I'm pushing with my thumb and pulling the connector off. And then I'll take this connector and I'll go right here behind the alternator. So it's not gonna get caught on any brackets. It's not gonna be dilly-dallying, doing nothing. We have a bunch of 8 millis on the throttle body, and I'm gonna show you how I take it off. Not taking all the bolts off, gasket's reusable. Get the 2 that are away from you. Got one here on the back side, just feeling with my fingers. I'm watching the depth of the socket. Now I know it's out all the way. I'm gonna go for this bottom one. Okay, we have one more. I'm gonna break it loose. Okay, now I'm gonna hold this bolt with my middle finger. I'm pushing it towards the intake. I'm gonna take this last bolt out. Okay, and I'm going to get this metal gasket, and I'm taking it all out like this. I'm not fumbling with the bolts. I'm keeping everything just like this. Putting the bolts back through, ready for installation. Some just slide through, others got these little fingers on it, so you got to twist it through. It's just kind of holding the gasket, probably for assembly on the line. Not too bad. We've seen way worse. So he's showing you the flow. The flow has to come in here, go down, come back up around, and then go into the engine. This is the dumbest, I should say, let me back up. I love this intake way better for removal and installation compared to the other years, but when you break down the airflow, because now you can see this is used to be the lower and upper, you have way more visual discomfort looking at this than you did the other years. So you can really see that. Coming down, gotta go down, and then the air comes back. It's kind of silly. Hot side, charge air cooler duct. It's the metal pipe, 7 mil. We're gonna 7 milli that clamp. Sometimes you gotta get like a big pick to break the seal between the clamp and the intercooler. Let's see if we're gonna have to do that. I think we are. Yep. This kind of pick, not a small dental pick, but kind of a bigger pick. We're just gonna kind of break the seal. See it? Probably should be able to manhandle this now. Perfect. Now, this is the clip we have to mess with right there. So what I do, I take this and go like this. So now that clip is right at what I would be my 12 o'clock. So if you get your trim tool right here, like this, you can get another tool, same spot, and kind of do something like this and pop it out of its groove, and then you can totally pull the pipe off. Don't look too bad. We've seen worse. Again, if you're getting the pusher, this would not be reused. Okay, one of the difficult, because you maybe not know, I'll give this prop to Flying Wrenches, Mason. I haven't talked to him in a while, but he actually made a video on this, and it's actually what I adopted doing. So no big deal. Your CCV connection, get you a pry bar or something like this. And before you take the intake off any of the trucks, you're gonna use this wall of the intake, and you're gonna just support this. I don't want to go like this or go like this, and I'm not pulling on it. I'm assisting it. You're gonna kind of go just like this. This is not a lug nut. This is plastic. You see that? Watch, watch, watch. Effortless. Effortless. And that's it. Shove that right there. Now it's out of the way. Now we can proceed to getting closer to removing the intake. Okay, 8 milli. We're going to the top of the intake manifold. Right here. Map sensor. Map sensor bracket. You know, I'm really worried as I drive down the road that my map sensor is going to get cracked and break. So, you know, good thing we got this metal cover on it, you know. 8 milli wrench, unless you're taking the cowl off. I'm not. 8 milli ratcheting wrench. Now I can move the cover. See, it was like that. Now I swiveled it to the side. Give me a little more room here. Now I have a flex head ratcheting wrench, and it makes it just a little easier, but once you get it up high enough, you can use your phalanges and turn it the rest of the way. It does have some Loctite on it. Why? I have no idea. That'd be more. Huh?
That's why you do it hot. Loctite's easier to work with.
Ooh, I'm hot. There we go. We're reusing that. If you had the pusher, again, you wouldn't be reusing that if it was pusher. But we're gonna just kind of leave that boy like that. All right, electrical connector. Where's the small trimmy toolie? Okay, electrical connector, white tab, got it. All right, now we have to release the tab and the sensor connector. Now we have a tether right here. Now see where I'm at? This can break. You see where I'm at? See my handle and stuff? Be careful when you guys are messing, because you don't want anything to slip or whatever. You know, whatever. There we go. Usually that busts right there. See, I have a piece stuck in the hole. I'm gonna use my pocket screwdriver. I'm gonna pull that plastic piece out, because I don't wanna be jarring and rattling this loose and have this fall out and go into the intake port. Trim toolio right here. We have a tether. Right here, we have another sensor connector. Slide the white tab and pull off the EBP sensor connector.
Make sure they label them.
Make sure, yeah, you label them, because this can plug into here and this can plug into here. This is the telltale sign. If that is over here, you got it plugged in wrong. That's supposed to tether there, which denotes where that electrical connector goes. So once that's off, we have one more tether. Let me give you some light. We have one more tether right here on the EGR cooler studly, the studly do-right right there. Go ahead and pop that guy off and kind of do something like this with the wiring. I'll show you here. Just get it out of the way. I don't want to see anything in my visual way. Now, extension. We need an 8 milli deep, and we're gonna go for something like this. Deep well right here. All right, now I need to take one of these and my medium deep 10. So I have something like this. This is too short and won't allow a stud to go in here, and this is too long. So I need a little more angulated room here. So I don't know how you guys would be doing this with hand tools, but it's a challenge for me. I can only imagine what kind of a chore it would be for you. So I'm gonna try to get that on here. I'm going with the trim tool, busting it loose. Now I'm not taking this off all the way. I'm gonna do something just like that. And then I'm gonna take, finally, I should have waited to move the wiring, but I'm gonna take the wiring and go like that. Take this little tower thing that was sticking on the stud, loop it over the EGR cooler, how it's sitting right there. Now I'm gonna take my trim tool, I'm gonna go underneath the sensor like that, and look at that. Look how much more room we have. Long neck coming back through. Try to get this guy right here, busting it loose, trying to. Got it. Okay, I need a tiny little extension because I'm gonna try to do something like this. All right, here, look at that. See if I can neutral drop it. There we go. Okay, we'll finger start all those. Now, let's come over to the driver's side. Look at this. Zeekster. Dude, my shit is soaked. I mean soaked. I can't work on these trucks without my uniform. I can't be not in costume and work on a 6.7. Like, it's just, it doesn't feel right. All right, so we have a few things that may look visually not pleasing right here. I like to take the intake manifolds off without any inhibitants from the fuel filter. So we're gonna go like this, and we're gonna take this rag, this napkin, whatever you guys wanna use. I'm gonna do something like that, okay? I'm gonna take, trim my pocket screwdriver. Make sure to check out the merch store and get your own PTT screwdriver. Had I not had a security issue at the airport, I would have brought my own, because I don't think you're supposed to be bringing pocket screwdrivers on an airplane. So we're using this just to catch all the fuel, so this guy is not gonna have that much remnants of fuel smelling. Try, at least try being the key word here. Slide that connector off. Okay, controlled drain, I love it. I love it, not making a mess, I love it, I love it. gonna hold this line up, let it go down, back down that line, catch that little bit going down the CCV. Now I'm gonna take, I got 5 fingers on one hand, I'm gonna use 3 of them, and I'm gonna hold them lines away. I'm capping the fuel filter with my rag, pulling it out, and not spilling not a goddamn drop. And we're gonna go successfully put this somewhere else because we will be reusing this. If you guys are doing the DCR and the pusher, a lot of you all are choosing to do the HSM upgrade that gets rid of this plastic filter from up under the hood. Not a must, but if you guys are on Facebook and see these Super Duties burning down on the side of the freeway, now I'm spilling. I'm almost gonna guarantee you that it's leaking right from that port. Time to change your filters, buddy. I swear, I didn't mean to. Okay, back to the scheduled programming. We need to get one more. Now that the floor is clean, we're gonna do just a preemptive, just because this stuff likes to dribble. I have something for it to dribble on, like that. Okay, I like it, I like it, I like it a lot. We have an 8 milli right here. Take it out. We'll be reusing it. I do this, I put them in here. I'm taking this out anyway. Long bolt, another one back here. All right, take that out, put that here. Now, since we are doing the DCR, I'm gonna disconnect this sensor and its tether because it's in my way. This is one of the steps I do to do the DCR, but to take the intake off, you don't have to. It's just one step I do. Okay, now that brings us back to our medium deep 8. We need to switch over to that. All right, now I'm gonna get this out the way. Leave it like that. Let's slow down here. Let's get this untethered. We have to be careful with this because this could break. Let's get this out of the way. Let's kind of just do that like that. Get this, we'll put this over here. Now we have better roomage. This line here, I'm gonna take, see that stuff? Look at that 8 milli. Got it. We're gonna have to do that, putting it back on. I'm gonna take the cup and remove the fuel filter cup, all like that. Ain't that so much better? Out of the way. We're gonna switch over to the 10 millis. The 10 millis, we got quarter drizzies right here. Right here, 10 mil nut. And we have to reuse that. Another reason why I like the 20 plus is because we have no trans dipstick. I want one, but that it's not under the hood is kind of cool. But I can take this, and once I get the intake off, I can rest this oil dipstick tube right here, and it's not even in my way. Works out phenomenal. 8 milli, coming back to the shorty drives right here. We got one right here. Kind of manipulating the oil dipstick tube. Let me get this, let's try this deep 8 right quick. There we go. All right, now back to the shorty, and we're gonna take this one off right here. Okay, I need a 12 mil quarter drive. We have one bolt left right here. I gotta get a socket, 12 mil quarter drive. All right, 7 mil. We have an attachment over here on this black, you can see it right here. Let's go down we have a clampy right there. See that clampy? We got to take that clampy off because that holds the lower intake to the turbo. I think I got it. Yep. All right. All right. Since we were looking for a tool, we're back with the deep 12. Let's see if we can pop it out. Yep. I like it. I like it. Now, for the last trick. Last trick. We need a 10 milli here holding this upper intake on. And 2 over here. Done. Okay. That comes out. That comes out. These come out. We are reusing them. And now it's time for the intake manifold to come off of this twin. Check it out. See how flaps it is? It's gonna kind of wiggle everything.
The workshop manual says you need to remove the whole cowl in order to get the intake manifold off. But you can see I'm doing that here without removing the cowl.
But I have been successful in not doing that and pulling this out. If you guys just saw that little rubber gasket pop off, no big deal. A lot of times it'll stick to the turbo, but good thing it popped off because there's some oil on it and we need to clean all that up before we put it back together. We have some new parts we're going to be putting on the S&S DCR. Look at this, this is unreal. We are prepped, ready to go. I did not bring my Joey Urban 3D intake manifold port coverings, but I'm going to suffice that with some paper towel. I appreciate you guys for watching. Let me know if you thought this intake manifold removal video was good for your 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. It's pretty much the same. But if you guys want to see a high output intake manifold removal, a couple more different things than you all's right into my eye. Let me know in the comment section. I appreciate you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, sub, share. OMG. I'll see you guys later.